I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family. Credit cards in the scammers, hitting the licks in the van. Legacies, family.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi guys,
Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Ridha and Putri. My name is Adinda, Rizky, Ifada.
my name is Puji Sukmaningsih. We are here from Engineering Faculty of
Tanjungpura University and Planology Department. And we are here today to tell you about street vendors control in Pontianak City.
and our talk is really relevant to all citizens in Pontianak City, especially as us from engineering as a planner to make our city Pontianak to be better than before in our future. Okay, thank you.
And the presentation, we will defend the present three parts. Yeah, the first and the first part is we wanna talk you about definition and history about street vendor, and the second we wanna move to positive side and negative side of street vendor, and the third we are to tell you about cause and solution about street vendor. And okay, so now we're to Puji Sukmaningsih for tell you about definition and history.
We may be already familiar with street vendor or PKL in Indonesian. Maybe we call it in Indonesian bahasa is five food seller. This name is used to call a person who sells something in the street that belong to pedestrian, either from a stall, of fun, or just with their good laid on in the sidewalk. The seller is spread in every city in our country and become an inseparable part of citizen mobility. Well, in relation with it, have we ever find out where is the name of street vendor pin? There are many versions of the origin. Well, in relation with it, have we ever found out where the name of street vendor is pinned? There are many versions of origin of naming a street vendor. One of the most famous is opinion that said the name of 5 feet or 5 kaki in Indonesia is come from the seller is used 3-leg cart and they have 2 legs. Because of that, they have 5 legs and then they call 5-foot seller of the street vendor in English. However, this opinion cannot be trusted completely because the seller was used the card since 1980s, but the name exists before that years. In fact, the existence of this street vendor have started since the Dutch colonial era. Thought in colonial period, the Dutch government made the rules that in every highway they will make a pedestrian-only walkway, which now named sidewalk. The width of the walkway is 5 feet or 1.5 meter. The width of the highway, thought in colonial period, the Dutch government made the rules that every highway they will be built a pedestrian-only high walkway, which now named sidewalk. It width the walkway is 5 feet or 5 foot or 1.5 meter. In Jakarta, the presence of street vendor began when Thomas Stamford Raffles as a governor on the Dutch East Indies and that time ordered the owner of the building on Batavia Street, Maine, to provide a 5 foot wide of their land to pedestrian-only walkway. After built, this facility used by the citizens to selling their goods. Sometimes there will be rest there. So, where does the name of the PKL or street vendor or pedagang kaki lima in Indonesia? So, where the name of PKL or street vendor or in Indonesia is pedagang kaki lima come from? Apparently, this name is an implication of error translation from English to Indonesian. The 5-foot sidewalk that proposed by Raffles is called that 5-foot way, and the seller that's selling there is named 5-foot way seller. Then, when it translates to Indonesia, the 5-foot terms seems to be misunderstood as a compound word. In its translation, the translation is not to be 5 foot for width, but 5 foot for human. The term then spread to any cities of the country, and finally, until this day, the traders are still called as 5-foot seller, or in informal English, said street vendors. Okay, there is a beginning of our talking.
Okay, the next I will tell you about positive side and negative side of street vendors. First, I will tell you negative side. Negative side of existence of street vendor is the existence of street vendors in of the road is very disturbing surrounding community and make the atmosphere becomes irregular and damage beauty. The existence of the vendor is also detrimental to the rider because it will lead to collision. In addition, there are some street vendors who use the nearby rivers to dispose of garbage, then reuse to washing water. Moreover, street vendors who use artificial sweets to mix drinks that will be sold. Street vendors often provide food or goods at very cheap price rather than buying in store. Capital costs are in small need, so investors who want to start a small business or people of the weak economy, which usually establish the business of street vendors. The existence of more and more street vendors are often accused of causing various social problems. This is due to the increasing number of street vendors and business spaces that are generally used by street vendors are called roadside in the passing of people. Street vendors in selling their water using tables and makeshift tents to often use the road body. In addition, some street vendors who peddle their merchandise on the street are moving from one place to another by using billboard, bicycle, and even motorcycle. Therefore, the street vendor is not free of usually in entering the street vendor. So, in the street tend to slum, disturb, then traffic and little inconvenience, damaging the beauty and order of the city. Such areas include in the new city is like Gajah Mada Street, Imam Bonjol Street, Tanjungpura Street, Sungai Raya Dalam Street, and the others. On the other hand, we should not blame someone looking for assistance to support his family, but must pay attention to the press. The survivor must be recognized as a livelihood that can accommodate workers who do not have to lose unemployment. That is to work as a street vendor does not require formal recruitment, including education, so that residents who do not go to college even just collect call center despite of work. Positive side, the existence of street vendor. So Future FND explained that the existence of the continuity of informal sector activity in the contemporary economic system is not a negative phenomenon, but rather as a powerful economy reality that plays an important role in community development and national development. At least when development program provides fewer job opportunities for the workforce, the informal sector, with all its shortcomings, is able to act as a reservoir and alternative employment opportunity for job seekers and marginalized people. Even when development only tend to benefit large-scale enterprise, the informal sector, even without the full support of facilities from the state, can profit subside as a profit of cheap goods and service to support the survival of large-scale business workers. In addition, street vendors also provide service to people who are in lower class economy, so they get the appropriate service and easy to get the goods they need. Street vendor is job the vendor selling a wagon that to the narrows of employment result in the unemployment as a population growth from in the instabilities and time safe and unsafe. This is the consider the citizen on work or try become street vendors plus a prolonged economic crisis. The result is many accomplishments are out business, so they fortune on terminates. Employment relationship is the one changes in the increase into employment and increase the number of poor people because the less employment of person in the company is result in the increase of street vendors and listing the existing urban space such as sidewalks, school, market, and roads and some other open space. Frequented by the public. Space planning and urban planning focus only on formal space that accommodate only formal activities. Over time, the existence of formal space and augment the existence of informal activities of the city. One of the time in the third sector, namely unscented street vendors. 284 street vendor restaurant identification card from the comparative market industry and AKM in Pontianak. The inaugural subsmet of PKL card is given in the office in the Dispendakop and UKM Pontianak City. Kadis Perindakop and UKM Pontianak Haryadi said this card distribution is done goodly. Total number of PKL already in the city this party in as much as 1,240 PKL. Well, the number PKL is responding to the new start in the 284 PKL. With the fact that is the agreement with the card in the intense to the working agreement and employment for them in accordance with Presidential Regulation number 125 of 2012 concerning condition of agreements and employment for PKL. So then future is no longer is a straight vendors, but creative five tender who can inform their life for the better. In its condition, in addition to being the official identity of informal tenders, as well as recommend it preventing the captain loan from market bank. Tenders are only level of 500 per day, but those not mean the extension of the card can be sold outside the time or letters at worst the most ordinarily if they violate the times the card will be drawn.
We are now nearing the end of our talk, so our conclusion is
Street vendors are the person for sale things in the street at the and urge to belong to the pedestrian and from a stall of wine or good line on the sidewalk.
and the negative side of street vendor is making street being slammed, disrupt the traffic, and being a traffic jam, and damage the beauty of the city. And then the positive side of street vendor is making job opportunity for the people, and the price is low than the other seller, so the low cost economical can buy the goods.
And then for the solution for the street vendor is doing localization and make ID card for all of street vendors.
Okay, I think so. That's all from us, and see you and goodbye.
Bye.
I've been here all night.
Ariana.
I've been here all day. Nicki Minaj. And boy, you got me walking side to side. I'm talking to you. See you standing over.
Park in near with Untan, and this area is too clear from the vendor. You can see that there's not one selling in here.
There is no street vendor because we know there is rules that forbid any street vendors to selling here.
But in the picture, we don't know in the street of vendor, many street vendors, they're here.